Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryaptam Vande Guru Paramparam. Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Guru Ratmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shri Medha Dakshinamurti Swamine Namaha. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Namaste, Raghuji.
Namaste. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvam Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshinim Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutah Sunmanti Divyaistavaihi Vedais Sankapadakramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Dadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantanna Vidusura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Namaste everyone. And
Namaste, Guruji.
I will take this opportunity to congratulate all of you for having reached this 200 class milestone in the spiritual journey. But I still vividly remember the day we started. I think it was 21st July 2021. 4 years passed. That time itself, I think we discussed that it would probably take 6-7 years.
You are to be facilitated, not us.
Sorry?
You are to be facilitated, not us.
All of us have to be congratulated. I mean, I would put it this way. But it has been a very fantastic journey till now. And let us all pray to Bhagavan, to Ishvara, that let him give us continued strength, continued health, and continued commitment to pursue this journey, going forward and complete this great epic Bhagavad Gita. And if you have done Bhagavad Gita, you have done Vedanta. If you have understood Bhagavad Gita, assimilated Bhagavad Gita, then Upanishad study and all are all secondary. Because Bhagavad Gita is nothing but the essence of all the Upanishads. Anyway, so congratulations to you and me also. Okay, I will add.
Yes, thank you, Guruji. Thank you. It's a dream come true for me, a lifetime dream come true for me.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean, it's all God's grace. I mean, we must thank God that it has all happened like this. So it's very good. So let us continue. Okay. So we were where we were 16th sloka, right? Aham kraturaham yajnah swadaham mantroham ahamevajyam aham agniraham hutam. So we are discussing the 3 forms of bhakti and the 3 objects of bhakti. which Krishna is unfolding from verse number 12. And I said up to 19, this will go. And which eventually, the three forms of bhakti eventually lead to liberation, freedom or moksha. And we also saw that these three forms of bhakti are not independent paths. But in shloka number 15, Krishna pointed out that it's a combination of all three forms of bhakti which leads to liberation. Karma lakshana bhakti, upasana lakshana bhakti, and jnana lakshana bhakti, or Vedanta vichara hai, all three together, all part of the same journey rather. And the three objects of bhakti, as we saw, was Eka Rupa Ishwara hai, Aneka Rupa Ishwara hai, or Vishwarupa Ishwara hai, and Arupa Ishwara hai. So this is what basically Krishna is discussing in this chapter. And it is an eye-opening chapter. Eye-opening in the sense that our orientation has been always Eka Rupa Bhakti only. Of course, there is, I can say that a qualified Eka Rupa Bhakti, because we do have even within Eka Rupa different rupas like Krishna Rupa, Rama Rupa, Shiva Rupa, Vishnu Rupa, like that. So one can argue that it is not Eka Rupa, it is Aneka Rupa Bhakti. But the Aneka Rupa also all human forms only. But here what Krishna is revealing is that Eka Rupa Bhakti, having a personal God, let it be anybody, any God, is okay to start with. But don't get stuck there. Don't be an 8th class fail like many of our politicians. Go to the, from primary, go to the middle school, then go to the secondary, higher secondary school, then go to the college, university, master's degree. So you must keep on progressing in life. In every other area, we want progress. If I'm a clerk, I want to become an officer. If I'm an officer, I want to become a manager. If I'm a manager, I want to become a general manager, isn't it? So we all work towards that. We want progress. If I'm a bachelor, I want to get married. If I'm married, I want to become a father or mother. If I am father, mother, I want to become grandfather, grandmother. Again, progress we want. Only when it comes to spirituality, we get stuck. And it's a very strange thing, because the same logic we refuse or we fail to apply to the spiritual growth also. We get stuck. When we are child, 3 years, 4 years, we might have been taken to the temple and shown that this is Bhagawad. When we are about to die also, that is the form of Bhagavan that we have in our mind. That is the bhakti towards that Eka Rupa Bhagavan only we have. We fail to actually graduate to Aneka Rupa Ishwara, looking at the entire Jagat as Ishwara. And then further go to understand that Ishwara has got no form. Formless Ishwara. Because Ishwara is what? Consciousness. Consciousness doesn't have any form. Pure consciousness is formless. So all this progress in all other areas we expect, but when it comes to spirituality, unfortunately, we don't think in those terms, and that is why Krishna introduces this chapter right in the middle of Bhagavad Gita. He says, after this chapter, change your entire perspective towards the world. And that is what he is going to do. Next 10th chapter, 11th chapter and all, that is what he will do. And then he will move on to Arupa Ishvara. So that is the development of this Bhagavad Gita. And from this 16th sloka which we are discussing, up to the 19th sloka, in these 4 verses, Krishna wants to explain or elaborate the Vishwarupa Bhakti in these verses. So they are very important verses. They are verses like, I would put it, what they call, some examinations are there, you have to qualify them, qualifying examinations like that, qualifying chapters for Vishwarupa Ish Bhakti. So these 4 verses, 16 to 19, is Vishwarupa Ishvara Varnanam. And of course, since Shrauta Smarta Karmas, they were very popular in those days, and most people were fully engaged in the performance of those karmas, Krishna starts with those things connected with the rituals and says all of them are me, and therefore learn to look at them as God. So he says, Aham Kratuhu. Kratuhu means Shrauta Karmas. I told you what are Shrauta Karmas. Karmas which are prescribed in the Vedas, in the Shruti. So he says all those karmas which are prescribed in the Vedas, they are me only. So when we are doing that karma, your perspective should be that you are actually interacting with me. Then he says, Aham Yajna hai, I am the smarta karmas. Then Aham Swadha, I am the offerings or oblations given to the forefathers, ancestors, in the form of the monthly tarpanams or annual shraddhams, etc. Then Aham Aushadam. As I was explaining, that Aushadam means the food eaten by human beings. Oshadhi is a word which refers to plant kingdom. Aushadam is derived from Oshadhi, means that which is born out of Oshadhi. A plant product is called Aushadam. That is why in Sanskrit, medicine is also called Aushadam. And in those days, medicines also were called Aushadam because they were all plant-based herbal products, not synthetic chemicals like we have today in the allopathic system. And really speaking, according to our tradition, the real medicine is food only. Why do we require medicine? Why do we basically require food? Because different parts of the body requires different types of vitamins, minerals. So many things are required for the proper functioning of the body. As we grow old, we realize that, isn't it? And the body should be exposed to the sun every day for vitamin D. And because of all our modern lifestyle, what is happening? We tend to lose many of the very important nutrients when the food that we eat doesn't contain, so much of pesticides and things like that and all. And that is why we start taking all the supplements, magnesium supplement, this supplement, B12 supplement, and all so many supplements we start taking. It helps us certainly to a great extent. And most of the supplements are also herbal based. And we will not require all these things if we have the proper food, properly consumed. It can act as a preventive for all diseases. In fact, food properly consumed can cure diseases also. In fact, for any stomach ailment, indigestion, etc., it is said, Langanam Parama Aushadam. He says, don't eat. Langanam means basically starve. And that is why we had all these, vratas, vratams, fasting, etc. It's all to bring the body into balance. As somebody said, those days, people ate food as medicine. Nowadays, people eat medicine as food. So many tablets right from the morning. Before breakfast, it starts. Different colors, beautiful white, yellow, brown, pink. Varieties, different sizes, small, big. Many of them. 3, 4 in the morning. Then before lunch something, after lunch something, evening. 3 times a day we take medicines. Yeah. So we are forced to eat medicines like food. Anyhow, so food is aushadam. And that food is God. And therefore, when food comes, do not take for granted and do not gulp it down immediately. If you learn to look food as God, in fact, you will actually offer oblations to that God, pray to that God before you start eating. And that is what, I observe in many functions, marriage and, Upanayanam, etc. when I go. Why functions? Even here at home, in the dining hall at Nana Nani, as soon as they start serving item by item, by the time the next item comes, people have finished the previous item. That is not what is prescribed in the Shastra. In fact, when we are sitting alone to eat, somebody is serving, we have gone to somebody's house and we are sitting alone to eat. You must wait for all items to be served. And normally, the indication that all items have been served, this is all very, very, very organized in our culture. The last item to be served will be rice, annam. So when rice comes, you know that all other items have already been served. And then annam will be followed by, ghee. That's very important. These days, people are saying, oh, ghee, cholesterol, I will not eat. There is a saying, Gritam vai ayuhu. Ghee is a very, very important element for proper digestion of the food. And that's what Gritam vai ayuhu means. If you take regularly ghee with the food, it will increase your lifespan. Means what? You will be kept away from all sides of diseases and ailments, etc. Lifespan will increase. So after the ghee is served, you know, okay, now everything has come on the plate or the banana leaf. Then offer prayer to the cosmic forces in the form of Ishvara, which are in the form of, various presiding deities of our various organs and systems in the body. Then offer the food as Naivedyam by doing what is called Pariseshanam, by chanting Om Bhurbhuvasvaha, and take up, some water in the hand, and then, like we do Naivedyam, when we do a puja, same thing. Then start eating each morsel, chanting Om Pranaya Swaha, Apanaya Swaha, etc. Once that process, Pariseshanam process is completed, then start eating. And while eating, the mouth and tongue only should be engaged. They should be engaged only in one function, that is eating and not talking. That is another big problem these days. Whether it is at home or it is in a public function, people just gulp, go on, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, finished. And that is the problem. During that time, they will be talking, attention will be somewhere. They won't even relish the food. And while sitting in a group of people, you must make sure, you must wait for all items to be served to everyone. Not only you. And also see that all people have received all the items, and then follow the above procedure of Pariseshanam, etc. Even if you are having a buffet meal, take all the items in the plate, comfortably sit in one place, then follow the same procedure and eat without wasting the food, especially in a buffet. Take only what you can eat. Don't stuff your plate with all items and then finally you are forced to throw away some food because you cannot eat it. And all these things are all nothing that modern people say. It's all stated in the Shastra. Annam na nindyat. Annam cha parichakshita. It's all Shastric injunctions which we have to follow. Now one may say, all this Pariseshanam business and all you talk about, I don't know how to do Pariseshanam procedure because I have not been initiated. Because this Pariseshanam procedure is taught when a person, a boy, is initiated into Upanayana, into Brahma Vidya, that is Vedas, through Upanayanam Samskara. Ladies, they don't do it. So what? I don't know Pariseshanam. So what I can do? For that, our answer is, that is okay. Follow the procedure till you reach the Pariseshanam stage. That is, wait for all food items to be served. And then fold your hands as if in a prayer and chant the following slokas. Brahmarpanam Brahmahavihi Brahmagnau Brahmanahutam Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina. And all these slokas are there in Bhagavad Gita itself. Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ashritah Pranapana Samayuktah Pachamyannam Chaturvidham. Then Annapurne Sadapurne Shankara Prana Vallabhe Jnana Vairagya Siddhyartham Bhikshan Dehi Cha Parvati Mata Cha Parvati Devi Pita Devo Maheshwarah Bandhava Shiv Bhaktascha Swadesho Bhuvanatrayam. So there are so many slokas are there. What is important is the bhavana. You need not chant all these slokas. One sloka you chant just as a symbol, but your attitude is what is more important. Now some people ask, why should we follow such an elaborate procedure, especially when we are hungry and waiting to swallow the food as fast as possible? For that also, the answer lies in the following sloka. Of course, this is not from the Gita. Annam Brahma Raso Vishnu Bhokta Devo Maheshwarah Evam Nyatva tu Yo Bhumte Anna Dosho Na Lipyate. Beautiful sloka. Why you should do all these things? Important reason is there. Annam or food is Brahma. Nutrition which is inside the annam, carbohydrates, proteins, fat, minerals, all salts, etc. All those nutrition is Vishnu. Because Vishnu is the nourisher. Therefore, Rasaha is Vishnu. Then the Jataragnihi, the digestive fire, which is also called Pranagnihi, which converts all the food into various nutrients for being absorbed by the various parts of the body. That Bhokta, the consumer, is Shiva within. Bhokta Devo Maheshwarah. Therefore, Brahma and Vishnu are outside, Shiva is inside. Shiva is the consumer of food. That's why we say Shivoham, Shivoham. Thus, everything we start looking as divine. And the shloka further says, Evam Nyatva tu yo bhumte anna dosho na lipyate. Evam Nyatva, knowing thus, yo bhumte, the one who eats, anna dosho na lipyate. Whatever impurities are there in the food, those will not affect him. Now you know the reason why we should do all these things. Now you may ask, food has been cooked very well. What would all be the impurities? But while cooking, the food may have gathered some impurities. Isn't it? Because surrounding us, everything is all bacteria and virus, everything is there. That's why we cook the food, so that even if some impurities have kept it, they are all killed. And there's one more reason. It is said that the essence of the food is also affected by the state of mind of the person who cooks. Suppose the person who cooks is in a depressed mood, then that state of mind will get absorbed in the food. That is another impurity. And that is why, at home, before the food is cooked, the male members should make sure that the female members who cook the food are kept in good humor. Don't start, showing your authority right from the morning after you get up and spoil the mood of the women, of the female members. Of course, provided the female members are cooking. In some houses, there will be servants and all that. So that's a different thing. Even there also, all these impurities can come. We don't know what the state of mind of the servants are. So therefore, we divinize the food in the above manner, and such impurities, even if present, will not affect the person who consumes that food. So start training your mind for the divinization of the food as early as possible. And as I said, the Upanayanam ceremony for a young boy marks the transition from a Balaka stage to a Brahmachari stage. And Brahmachari means what? Here Brahma means Veda. Brahmachari means the one who is going to start, or who is walking the path of Vedas. And he is taught all these procedures. Sandhya Vandanam is taught. Pariseshanam is taught. Samita Dhanam is taught. All these procedures are taught. And then the boy is asked to follow that. Thus the divinization takes place, and therefore Krishna says, Aham Aushadam, Aham Annam, I am the food. Then he says, Aham Mantraha. Whether you are offering food to the Devatas through Shrauta Smarta Karmas, or whether you are offering food to the ancestors through Pitri Karmas, or whether you are offering food to yourselves in the form of eating, regular eating, all these are sacred rituals which should go along with mantra. And that is why it is said in Chandogya Upanishad that when you eat food, you are offering food to the digestive fire, the Vaishwanara Tattvam, or the Lord who is inside. In fact, the very act of eating, in the scriptures, it is called Pranagnihotram. So there are two types of Agnihotram. In the regular Agnihotram, which every Grihastha is supposed to do in the morning and evening, the offering is done to the fire outside. In eating, offering is done to the digestive fire inside. And therefore, eating is also one type of Agnihotram only. That is why, one thing is there. If you are following all these things, you can claim, oh, I am a Nityagnihotri. Because I am a regular performer of Pranagnihotram. You can boldly claim. Now, one thing we do very regularly, whether anything else we do or not, is eating 3 times a day. Of course, you can claim a Pranagnihotri only if there's a caveat. Eating process should follow all the steps outlined above, accompanied by the mantras. And therefore he says, Aham Mantraha. Then he says, Aham Eva Ajyam. Ajyam means ghee. Or, all of you know, I think ghee, clarified butter, English translation. There is no word for ghee in English. So this ghee is offered in the rituals. That offering also, Krishna says, I am that offering. And then the fire is Aham Agnihi. I am the very fire into which the offering is done, because Agni, according to the scriptures, is a Devata, who is a courier service Devata. Agni Devata has got a wonderful courier service. Because whichever devata you want to offer anything, you need not know the address of that devata. Just say, Varuna devata, Varunayai namaha, Prajapatyai namaha. You don't know where Varuna, Prajapati, devatas are there. And make that offering into Agni. So you make offering to Agni Devata, addressing the offering to all the other devatas like Indra, as I said, Varuna and all. And Agni will ensure that the oblations are delivered to the respective devatas. Not only devatas, to Pitris also, in Shraddham Karma also, all the oblations we offer to Agni so that it will take it to our ancestors. The best courier service you can have. Now you will ask, all other courier services charge. What about Agni? Agni also has charges. There are charges. But not in terms of any cash or anything. You offer one oblation to Agni also, along with all this. So you say Agnaye Swaha. That Agnaye Swaha is towards the courier charges. Just one portion of that ghee you offer. Very inexpensive, isn't it? And that is why it is said in the scriptures, Agnindutam vrinimahe hotaram vishwavedasam asya yajnasya sukratum. Comes in Navagraha Suktam. Agnim dhutam vrinimahe. Agni is a dhuta, messenger, through whom I can give everything to various devatas. And that is why there is another name for Agni. It is called Hutavaha. So the name of the courier service is Hutavaha. Vahaha means carrier. Vahati iti vahaha. Hutam means anything that you want to offer, the offerings, the oblations, etc. You want to give to other devatas. So Hutam Vahati iti Hutavaha. So because Agni carries these oblations to all the devatas, it is called Hutavaha, the carrier of, messenger of the, a courier of the all the Hutams, the oblations, the offerings. So Krishna says that Agni, that messenger God also I am. And not only the messenger God I am, whatever is carried by him, that material also I am. I am. Very action of offering is I am. Therefore, aham hutam. Hutam means the action of offering. Havana karma. So now what is the essence of this entire verse? One word Krishna says, you please understand, I am everything. When you take a karma, I am everything. And Krishna wants to remind us, this is not the first time I am telling you this, my dear. Arjuna, I told you this in the 4th chapter also, but perhaps you have forgotten that. I told you Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmagnav, Brahmanahutam. There I didn't say it is me. I said Brahma, Brahma, Brahma. Brahman is that. Now I am saying it is me. Means what? Brahman and me are no different. Aham Brahmasmi. That is what Krishna is now conveying here. So now some people will ask, hey, what is this Krishna? So verbose. Why can't he simply say like that? I am everything. That's all. Why can't he do that? There is a reason. Reason is, firstly, it will be such a general statement that it will not stick to our minds. Secondly, if it is said in general terms, A sharp human intellect will want the details. It will ask, what do you mean by saying I am everything? Krishna knows this, and therefore he starts listing some of the things which are included in everything. It is like, suppose you have invited to a marriage. You attend the marriage, come back, and there is another relative who was also invited, but for some reason that relative could not attend the marriage, and you meet that relative. Then you ask, who all had come for marriage? You say, all had come except you. What does it mean? We will say, all means what? Then you say, this uncle had come, this auntie had come, this chittappa has come, this chitti had come, this mama had come, this mami had come. So you go into details. So such questions are relevant, but it will not serve the purpose. What Krishna wants for us to understand. That is why he goes whatever possible. I mean, when we are talking about Vishwarupa, it will not be possible for Krishna to list out everything in this world. But then he lists out certain things for us to understand that we can extend that definition to everything in the world. And Krishna continues. Pitahamasya jagatah mata dhata pitamahah vedyam pavitram omkara riksamayajureva. The Anvaya is Aham Pita, Mata, Pitamahah, Dhata, Asya Jagatah, Vedyam, Pavitram, Omkarah, Chayeva, Riksama Yajuhu. Another set of descriptions. Aham Pita, I am the father. Mata, the mother. Pitamaha, the grandfather. Dhata, the dispenser, Asya Jagata, of this universe. Aham Vedyam, I am the one to be known. Pavitram, I am the auspicious one. Omkaraha, I am the word Om. Chayeva Rik Sama Yajuhu, as well as Rig Veda, Sama Veda, Yajur Veda. So I am the father, the mother, the grandmother, grandfather. Then I actually add grandmother also. And the dispenser of this universe. I am the one to be known. I am the auspicious one. I am the word Om, as well as Rig Veda, Sama Veda, and Yajur Veda. I am Asya Jagatah Pita. So all these verses continue with the same topic. Vishwarupa Ishwara. God is everything. So he says, Aham Asya Jagata Pita. Pita means father. So I am the father, the parent of this creation. From me alone, the whole creation has originated. And not only I am the father, because once you say father, you will ask, what about mother? We have to be, we can't be gender, biased. So he says immediately, those days, Krishna realized. He could foresee that these problems will come, all the gender problems will come. So he says, I am Mata, mother also. That is why we see the Lord as Ardhanarishwara. Father and mother, two in one. In that age itself it was there. Now also it is there. So I am both father, mother, which means I am the nimitta karanam and upadana karanam cha. In Vedantic terms, we can understand father and mother, the intelligent cause and the material cause. I am the intelligent cause behind the creation. I am also the very material cause of the creation. Abhinna nimitta upadhana karanam aham asmi. That is what Krishna is saying. Then the next question we will ask is, if God is the father of everyone, who is the father of God? Krishna anticipates this. So he says, Pitamaha api aham cha eva. I am the grandfather also. Which means I do not have a separate father who has created me. I am the ultimate father. I am the fatherless father, which means I was never born. I am the causeless cause of the creation. And that is why, Swami Paramatmananda says, somebody, he is not saying himself, he is quoting somebody. They say Parvati is very lucky because she does not have any mother-in-law or father-in-law. So she does not have that problem. Well, some other problem might be there, but this in-law problem is not there. And I'm told that the terminology these days for parents-in-law prevalent among the would-be brides is baggage. It seems they ask the boy, when these days, this is all very common. The boy and girl meet. Before even saying yes, they meet, which is okay. And the girl asks a lot of questions, boy also asks a lot of questions. So one important question which the girl asks is that, will you come with any baggage? Means, will your parents stay with us? In which case, it will not be acceptable to the girl. Yeah, I'm not making up all these things. These are all things which I am being told. This is what is happening in the reality. Anyway, so all aside remarks. So there is no baggage for Parvati. Then Dhata, I am the dispenser, distributor of everything to the jivas according to their karma phalam. I decide and distribute anything that is to be given to a jiva. What type of body the jiva should get, male or female, animal or human, healthy or sick body. I decide the longevity and duration of life, and also what the jiva should get during the life. And not only for human beings, but even every animal, insect, what they should get, I alone determine. From this, we should know that whatever we receive is coming from the Lord alone, based on our own past karmas, governed by the law of karma. It is not the women fancy of the Lord. If it is Lord's women fancy, we will try to alter it by other means, which we are all very experts, The only thing the Lord will accept, if at all, any alteration is to be done, is prayers and prayers and prayers only, nothing else. Therefore, whatever experiences we get is what we deserve and determined by a God who is never unjust. And karma phala, as we know, is not based on karmas of this janma alone. We are receiving the karma phala for karma of several janmas. And the one who has assimilated the law of karma will never ask the question, why me? That does not mean, of course, that if we find the innocent people are suffering, we should not have an attitude of let them suffer, it is their own karma, etc. Whatever help we can do, we should do that, considering it also, that help also, as a result of their karmas. And it is in our karma to help those people. And we will help to the best extent possible to mitigate their sufferings. The least we can do is pray for them, appeal to Bhagavan to mitigate their suffering, to make the suffering, if it is a karma phalam, bearable. And sometimes, such prayers work. So he says, I am karma phala data. Then I am Vedyam. I am the ultimate thing to be known. In the 13th chapter, which we will see later, he calls Nyayam. Same meaning. Here, Vedyam. In Mandukya, it says Vigneyam. So, Nyayam, Vedyam, Vigneyam, different words are there for the ultimate thing to be known, knowing which alone your intellectual quest will end. We have not only physical hunger, not only we have emotional hunger, craving for people's love, indulgence, etc. But most importantly, we have an intellectual hunger to know why this creation, what is this creation, who am I, is there a God, if there is one, what is his nature, etc. In fact, as children, we might have asked all these questions to our parents and never got answers because they themselves were ignorant. And having asked a few times, we just put it in the waste paper basket. That does not mean the questions go away. They lie dormant, waiting for a suitable opportunity to raise their head again. And we will ask, Kastvam ko ham kuta ayata hai? And this intellectual hunger will be satiated only when you know that one thing. And therefore it is called Vedyam. The next one is Pavitram. Pavitram means the greatest purifier. Punati iti Pavitram or Pavayati iti Pavitram, purifier. And that is why when they do rituals, they put the dharma grass also as Pavitram, indicating that if you wear that, you are spiritually purified. It is an invisible purifier. Not that wearing that you need not take bath. So I will wear a pavitram, no bath, nothing. I will do puja. No. It is the purifier of Sukshma Shariram. Stula Shariram has to be purified with proper bath, cleaned. But what will you do for Sukshma Shariram? Only all this chanting of mantras, prayers, etc. And while doing that ritual, we wear the pavitram for purifying the Sukshma Sharira. And also, whenever we are offering anything to the God, wearing the pavitram in the hand, that offering is also getting purified in the process. So he says, I am pavitram. Then Omkaraha, very important. I am the Omkaraha, the essence of all Vedas, the crux of all Vedas. I am Aham Omkaraha. It is said elsewhere that the Vedas are first condensed into the Gayatri form. And that is why Veda is called Brahma. The ultimate reality is called Brahma. Veda is also called Brahma. As I said, Brahmachari means the one who leads the life to study the Brahma, means Veda. So a Brahmachari means a Vedic student. Today, we can't call any of these boys Brahmachari. Isn't it? Upanayanam is done. Maybe 1 or 2 days he will do Sandhya Vandanam being taught by the priest or maybe somebody, some relative, some grandfather or somebody. After that, he continues to be with Balak Buddhi only. Continues to do what he was doing earlier. Anyway, So, since Gayatri is condensed form of Veda, Gayatri is also called Brahma. And that is why when the brahmachari is initiated, it is called Brahmopadesha, which means Gayatri Upadesha. And through that Vedopadesha, it is Vedic teaching. And this Gayatri is further condensed in the form of three Vyahriti mantras. Bhuhu, Bhuvaha and Suvaha. That is the condensed form of Gayatri. So first Veda is condensed into Gayatri. Then Gayatri is condensed into Vyahriti. See, it is getting smaller, smaller, smaller. And Vyahriti mantras representing the manifest universe are considered to be emanations or manifestations of Om. They represent the three worlds or planes of existence: the physical realm of earth, the celestial world or astral plane, heaven, the highest plane. So the concept of condensation of Vyahritis into Om implies a process of retreating from the manifested universe and its various planes of existence back into fundamental undifferentiated reality represented by Om. That is how we come to Advaita. And there is another way we can understand the condensation into Om. The chanting of Om, especially when pronounced as A, A, U, M, in English A, U, M, is said to encompass and represent the three states of our experience: waking world, dream world, and deep sleep state. A for waking state, that is Bhuhu. U for the dream state, Bhuvaha. And for deep sleep state, Suvaha. Even though the three letters A, U, M or A, U, M are involved, in Sanskrit, due to Sandhi rules, the combination of A and U is pronounced as Om. And therefore, A, U, M is to be pronounced as O. And therefore, Om becomes one syllable condensation of the huge voluminous Vedic literature. And therefore, you can imagine how powerful should be the Omkara mantra. And Krishna says that I am that Om. And what he is also implying is that when the condensed Om is diluted, it will result in the entire Vedic literature. Therefore, when Krishna says I am Omkara, he is also implying that he is the very embodiment of the whole Vedas. Therefore, Arjuna, if I am the condensed Om, I am also diluted, elaborated, magnified Vedas. I am the very Veda itself. And that is why we respect Veda to such an extent. It is the most divine literature. Bhagavan Vedaha. And that is why, in Sikh religion, also that Guru Grantha Sahib is there. That Grantha itself is worshipped because Sikh tradition is a Vedic tradition only. And therefore, the scriptures themselves are seen as the Lord in our tradition. And of course, he is saying here specifically, I am Rig Veda, I am Samaveda, I am Yajurveda. We have to understand all these when Krishna says, Aham Omkaraha Ruk Sama Yaju Evacha. We must always remember Puja Swamiji's words. There is only God. And Krishna continues the topic of Vishwarupa Ishwara, Aneka Rupa Ishwara. We will read the verse and close, and it will continue in the next class. Gatir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi Nivasa Sharanam Suhrite Prabhava Pralaya Sthanam Nidhanam Bijam Avyayam. We'll continue in the next class with this book. Okay. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Dhanyavadaha everyone. Thank you very much.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ
Namaskar.
ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ ಗುರುಜಿ.
Thank you, Guruji. Hari Om.
Thank you. Hari Om.
Thank you ಗುರುಜಿ.
Hari Om. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Guruji.
Thank
Hari
you very
Om.
much, Guruji.
Thank you
Namaskaram.
very much for
Namaskaram.
taking us along the
ಹರಿ ಓಂ ಗುರುಜಿ.
Yeah.
journey of Bhagavad Gita. Feeling really blessed.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hari
Thank you
Om.
so much. Hari Om.
Yes, Girish ji.
ಹರಿ ಓಂ ಗುರುಜಿ.
Hari Om.
I just wanted to know, is intellect and free will are the same?
No, intellect is buddhi.
Okay.
Free will is the operation of the buddhi without any restriction. Two different
Okay.
things, One is the instrument, which is buddhi.
Okay.
Another is the expression of that instrument, how you use that instrument.
Okay.
That is free will.
Okay. Now it's clear. Thank you.
Hari Om.
Hari.
Sulekha ji.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste.
I just had a question regarding Vedam and Nivedam. Or is there a relationship?
What is that? Please come again.
Vedam, which you discussed in today's class,
Uh,
and excuse my pronunciation, Nivedam. That's the
Nivedam.
offering. Yes. that you
Nivedam
receive.
is not the Nivedanam is there. Nivedanam means offering. Then Veda means scriptures.
Okay. Thank
That
you.
is different things. Yeah.
Thank you. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Girish ji,
I'm here. Yes, please.
I have posted one FB post in Swami Paramarthananda's followers regarding fate and free will 3 days back. You can look into it if you are in FB.
Okay. In the ask.
The Swami Paramarthananda followers FB page from his talks.
Okay. I don't. I'm not in FB at all.
Okay.
I can't help it then. Then I can't help it.
Okay. Thank you, Ramuji.
Any other question? Okay, I think no questions. We can close this session. Thank you all very much. Hari Om.
Hari Om Guruji. Thank you.
Dhanyawad.
Dhanyavad.
Thank you, Guruji.